Hello, hello, and good day. It me, Fresh Baked Niche, back at it again. I'm going to be playing a little bit of Peglin while we, hang out and talk today. I've just been on the grind. But, anyways, I thought it'd be fun today to talk about, some projects that I was working on previously and some I have in my future. Because, I've been seeing a lot of DIY stuff lately, and that reminds me. Hold on, I'm gonna move myself over. Yay, I love doing things in a video where it's hard for me to edit them. There you go, now you can see. So like I said, I've been seeing like a lot of DIY stuff, like a lot of little funny projects people have been doing, and I would love to talk about some stuff that I was working on. I'd like to maybe go back to. And yeah, so starting off, have y'all seen those videos of like the Japanese guys with the helmets on that they fill with water and then they like either crack eggs into them or they have to just hold their breath or whatever? I was building one of those from scratch and I got so close to finishing that project, but I had to custom print a gasket to make the whole thing work, and I somehow got my numbers really off, and it wasn't coming together very well, and I abandoned it, unfortunately, but I would definitely like to try to revisit it sooner than later. It's difficult with winter. And, I think the big thing is priority shift in life. Like, I'm at a spot right now where, the year just started, and I said this in the last one, I think, but I'll say it again. I don't do like a resolution, like I don't sit there and say, "Oh, I'm gonna lose weight," or "I'm gonna go try to explore more," or whatever. Like I make a checklist, just objectives to do throughout the year, and it's just something nice to think about, and it kind of, I don't want to say gamifies life, but it motivates me further than just saying, hey, I've got this one goal. It's no, I got a series of goals. So if I don't want to necessarily work on one thing, or I'm in a position where I can't work on one thing, I can work on something else. And one of my goals this year is to secure a home. I have been living with my parents since I was born, and I am almost 30. So, I'd like out. And, it would definitely give me the opportunity to start doing more. Like I know I've said I'd love to start streaming more. I've got plans for that, which we'll talk about those plans. But so it's just this. It's one of those things where that has been taking up a lot of my time, a lot of my focus. Because like, you can't just sit there, point at a house, and go, "You." I mean, if you have all the money, sure. I don't have all the money. So, I got to go through the normal channels. I got to set up visits. I got to... Ooh, what are you? Not my favorite. That's not great. Yeah, we're good. But, so you got to go through, like, the phases, the steps, the actions. And, we did get close. We got really, really close, but I ended up getting out-bitted. That kind of hurt. But, as of recording this... I have another one scheduled. Unfortunately, it's like a week from now, and that kind of sucks, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about this one. But, regardless. So, that's been putting things on the back burner, but, I got a whole year at this point to figure things out, so, again, let's just kind of get into it. So firstly, I would like to finish that helmet. I like to name my projects. It helps me think about them easier, and this one is Project Manquarium, formerly known as the Drowning Helmet. I definitely would like to get that done. I think the plan is to build it and do some kind of video with it, some kind of video game challenge, but if not, maybe do some streaming with it. If I can. I might have to find a different platform because I'm not sure how I don't know how Twitch will feel about that one. But, maybe some other site will be, okie dokie with the slight amount of risk. Maybe. Anyways. So, there's that. I have been working on a couple different tabletop games. You know, I don't take a lot of them seriously. I have a habit of being like, ooh, this would be really cool to see some other game do. Let me just do it myself. And, you know, I just do. So I have a backlog of like 20 different like trading card games and, you know, tabletop war games and all this other stuff that I've been working on, and those will never see the light of day, I don't think. Well, I mean, like the one Prismata saw a live stream. Me and Silverwind VTuber, he helped me play test my one game before I even knew what I wanted to call it completely, and that was like a year ago, and I haven't touched it since. I get like really bad writer's block, and I just, you know, it hurts. Because like I want to be creative, I want to do things, but then like the next idea happens, and then I just want to move on, or I get stuck, and that inconvenience of being stuck makes me just want to move on to something else where I can feel like I'm making progress. So I just, you know, I abandon projects, but I mean, just today, I shouldn't say today. Last night, I sat down. I was getting ready to go to bed, and all of a sudden, something hit me in the head. I'm like, ooh, what if this? So I completely fleshed out a game in like 2 seconds. Woke up this morning and got on my computer a bit earlier, you know, before work, and I basically just mashed it out. I completely planned out this game, and I'm really happy with what it looks like. Testing it will be another story, but you know, I'm excited at that prospect. But you know, just the ability to be making things again is just nice, and I would love to share them with you in the future. Maybe I could even do an episode on just talking about the creative process. I don't know. But, you know, that's just one of those little things where it's like I'd love to focus on those just a bit more. This one. So, you know, it's fine. But aside from those, I do have another game that I did play a couple of times with people, and they love it. All I'm going to say is it's like Uno meets Dominoes. It is really good. I just need to get my templates better. I'm not in a position to be paying an artist to help me, you know, make look good. So I'll need to do that myself. And look, I can draw a template like nobody's business. I can get that kind of stuff done. I can write effect text. I can do rule books. Art is not my strong suit. And you know, that's okay. Not everyone's good at everything, but I'm trying. I've got to remind myself that it is not a race, it's a marathon, and it is a prototype, not the final product. So, you know, probably on my other channel, Cuddly Fish, I will probably do a video for that. I think I said on Blue Sky I would, and then just never did anything with it because I was just not happy with the results. But you know what? We will get there. And, you know, hopefully you'll see that soon. You know, otherwise, I think I had an idea for... How do I describe this nicely? A quality of life thing where you can, like, take notes from basically anywhere, and then when you sit down, have them, like, there, but, like, printed. You know what I mean? Like, I wish I could send to a label printer ideas or notes, like to-dos, and then just have them. I think that would be very, very helpful. That's something I think I'd like to make for myself. I don't always remember things too good. And, you know, I think it's just because my brain doesn't stop. Like, I know people talk about this, that, or the other, but, like, me personally, in my experience, I when I'm telling you my brain does not shut up, it is, oh boy. Like, even right now trying to talk, speaking is hard. And I talk a lot, but it is hard to talk. Because there's always the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, you know? It's a problem. It keeps me up at night. But it's what helps me do things, I guess, to put it. Like, starting YouTube again after all these years, making a channel, trying to do this thing. That was an idea. That was something that how do I nicely put this? It comes to me like a wave. You know, if you're standing at the beach and you just let it roll up to you over your feetsies and you're just like, oh hey, wet. It's like that, but it's more just like, here's an idea cascading over me, and it like, here's the entirety of it. Or even just like, here's 80% of it. And it's like, oh, that is something. But I'm doing this constantly. For those of you who are familiar with Stash from the various quiz shows I've now done, he was my roommate for 3 years in college, and he could definitely validate that I am constantly crapping out ideas. I mean, I don't want to say there's always a scheme, but like, I remember one night having this very vivid thing of, hey, I heard you can make alcohol out of milk. Whales make milk. What if we make, like, whale beer and sell it to the yuppies for, like, an exorbitant amount, or however you say that word. And, like, I had this full plan figured out. You know, we were going to rent the boats. We were going to go off the coast of, I don't even remember now, but, like, we were going to go to this one country. We were going to go off their coast. We were going to go harvest whale milk. We were going to turn it into alcohol, and we were just going to get rich. And it wasn't even just because, like, the money would be cool. It was because, why not? Why not do this? The answer, by the way, is, two broke college boys aren't doing a whole lot with, you know, stealing milk from mother whales. Like, that is crazy. That is insane. But the fact that, like I said, it hit me, and it was like, oh yeah, that's something to do. That's what a lot of these projects are. That's even like the big ones. I mean, like the littler ones, I think, you know, just, I guess, to give some spoilers, since I'm sure, you know, I can be sneaky and hide it in this video. The next quiz show will be a not text-based, I'm sorry. It'll be a point-and-click adventure. It'll be another escape room type, but I am coding it like a video game, and I'm making it in Godot right now. And actually, we're at a point where, you know, if I take my mouse and I go between two different objects, like the little text thing down at the bottom will say whatever you're hovering over, and that's huge for me. You know, just to be able to have it do that. And like, I have, you know, the ideas. Like, I have the mini games I want to have play. I want to have, you know, little references or whatever. It's all laid out. I just have to do it. I think that right there is a sentiment I think a lot of people can share. You know, I would be a great artist if I could just draw. I would be a great craftsman if I could just build. Like, I would be a great inventor and a creator if I could just do things. But to practice is to do, you know? You have to start somewhere. You have to just keep doing it. You're not going to be perfect the first time, and if you are, that is 1 in a million. And that's okay. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be. That's something I definitely need to remind myself, and maybe that's something you need to hear too. But I don't know. Like I said, I've got ideas. I've got things I'd like to do. We'll do this one. And I'm sure I just went on a bunch of tangents. I'm very tired. It's been a long week. But yeah, you know. I guess the trick here is to say best of luck to all you out there. If you want to make something, just make it, you know. If you want to do something, just do it. I mean, don't get in your own way, you know? But you know, as always, God, I really need to make better outros, man. Oh well. You know, just have a good one. Stay safe out there. And we hope to see you in the next one. What the hell? Why is this? Oh, because I have no P-balls. I should have taken the P-balls. I'm so stupid. Good. I get to end on a fuck up. Oh well. Yeah, whatever. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next one. Toodaloo.